contrary.
If I may trust the flattering truth of sleep, my dreams presage some joyful news at hand. My bosom's Lord sits lightly in his throne, and all this day, an unaccustomed spirit lifts me above the ground with cheerful thoughts. I dreamt my lady came and found me dead. Strange dream that gives a dead man leave to think, and breathed such life with kisses in my lips that I revived and was an emperor. News from Verona! How now, Balthazar? Dost thou not bring me letters from the friar? How doth my lady? Is my father well? How fares my Juliet? That I ask again, for nothing can be ill if she be well.
Then she is well, and nothing can be ill. Her body sleeps in Capel's monument, and her immortal part with angels lives. I saw her laid low in her kindred's vault, and presently took post to tell it you. Oh, pardon me for bringing these ill news, since you did leave it for my office, sir.
Is e'en so? Then I defy you, stars. Thou knowest my lodging. Get me ink and paper and hire post horses. I will hence tonight.
I do beseech you, sir, have patience. Your looks are pale and wild, and do import some misadventure.
Hush! Thou art deceived. Hast thou no letters to me from the friar?
No, my good lord.
No matter, get thee gone, and hire those horses. I'll be with thee straight. Well, Juliet, I will lie with thee tonight. Let's see for means. Oh, mischief. Thou art swift to enter in the thoughts of desperate men. I do remember an apothecary, and hereabouts he dwells, which late I noted in tattered weeds, with overwhelming brows, culling of simples. Meager were his looks, sharp misery had worn him to the bones. Noting this penury to myself, I said, and if a man did need a poison now, whose sale is present death in Mantua, here is the caitiff wretch who would sell it him. Oh, this same thought did but forerun my need, and this same needy man must sell it me. What ho! Apothecary!
Who calls so loud?
Come hither, man. I see that thou art poor. Hold. There's 40 ducats. Let me have a dram of poison. Such soon speeding gear as will disperse itself through all the veins, that the life-weary taker may fall dead.
Such mortal drugs I have. But Mantua's law is death to any he that utters them.
Art thou so bare and full of wretchedness, and fear'st to die? Death is in thy looks. Contempt and beggary hangs upon thy back. The world is not thy friend, nor the world's law. The world affords no law to make thee rich, then be not poor, but break it, and take this.
My poverty, but not my will, consents.
I pay thy poverty, and not thy will.
Put this in any liquid thing you will, and drink it off. And if you had the strength of 20 men, it would dispatch you straight.
There is thy gold, worse poison to men's souls, doing more murders in this loathsome world than these poor compounds that thou mayest not sell. I sell thee poison, thou hast sold me none. Farewell, buy food, and get thyself in flesh. Come, cordial and not poison, go with me to Juliet's grave, for there must I use thee.
Holy Franciscan Friar, Brother Ho!
This same should be the voice of Friar John. Welcome from Mantua. What says Romeo? Or if his mind be writ, give me his letter.
Going to find a barefoot brother out, one of our order to accompany me here in the city, visiting the sick and finding him. The searchers of the town, suspecting that we both were at a house where the infectious pestilence did reign, sealed up the doors and would not let us forth, so that my speed to Mantua there was stayed.
Who bear my letter then to Romeo?
I could not send it. Here it is again. No one get a messenger to bring it thee, so fearful were they of infection.
Unhappy fortune, by my brotherhood! The letter was not nice, but full of charge, of dear import. Friar John, go hence. Get me an iron crow and bring it straight into my cell.
Brother, I will bring it thee.
Now must I to the monument alone. Within this 3 hours will fair Juliet wake. Poor living corse, closed in a dead man's tomb.
Give me the light, and stand thou all aloof. Yet take it hence, for I would not be seen. Under yon yew trees lay thee all along, holding thy ear close to the hollow ground. So shall no foot upon the churchyard tread, but thou shalt hear it. Whistle then to me as signal that thou hearest something approach. Do as I bid thee, go.
I am almost afraid to stand alone here in the churchyard. Yet I will adventure.
Sweet flower, with flowers thy bridal bed I strew. Oh, woe, thy canopy is dust and stones, which with sweet water nightly I will dew. Or wanting that, with tears distilled by moans, the obsequies that I for thee will keep, nightly shall be to strew thy grave and weep. The boy gives warning, something doth approach. What cursed foot wanders this way tonight?
Give me the wrenching iron. Hold. Take this letter. See thou deliver it to my lord and father. Give me the light. Upon thy life I charge thee. Whatsoe'er thou hearest or seest, stand all aloof and do not interrupt me in my course. Why I descend into this bed of death is partly to behold my lady's face, but chiefly to take thence from her dead finger a precious ring, a ring that I must use in dear employment, therefore hence be gone. But if thou, jealous, dost return to pry in what I further shall intend to do, by heaven, I will tear thee joint by joint and strew this hungry churchyard with thy limbs.
I will be gone, sir, and not trouble you.
So shalt thou show me friendship. Take thou that, live, and be prosperous, and farewell, good fellow.
For all this same, I'll hide me hereabout. His looks I fear, and his intent I doubt.
Thou detestable maw, thou womb of death, gorged with the dearest morsel of the earth. Thus I enforce thy rotten jaws to open, and in despite, I'll cram thee with more food.
Stop thy unhallowed toil, vile Montague! Condemned villain, I do apprehend thee. Obey, and go with me, for thou must die.
I must indeed, and therefore came I hither. Good, gentle youth, tempt not a desperate man. Put not another sin upon my head by urging me to fury. Oh, be gone!
Oh, Lord, I will go call the watch.
By heaven, I love thee better than myself. Stay not! Be gone! Live and hereafter say a madman's mercy. Bid thee run away.
I do defy thy conjurations, and apprehend thee for a felon here.
Wilt thou provoke me? Then have at thee, boy.
Oh, I am slain. If thou be merciful, open a tomb, lay me with Juliet.
In faith, I will. Let me peruse this face. Mercutio's kinsman, noble county Paris. What said my man when my betossed soul did not attend him as we rode? I think he told me Paris should have married Juliet. Said he not so? Or did I dream it so? Or am I mad, hearing him talk of Juliet, to think it was so? Give me thy hand, one writ with me in sour misfortune's book. I'll bury thee in a triumphant grave. A grave? Oh no, a lantern-slaughtered youth. For here lies Juliet, and her beauty makes this vault a feasting presence full of light. Death, lie thou there, by a dead man interred. How oft, when men are at the point of death, have they been merry, which their keepers call a lightning before death? Oh, how may I call this a lightning? Oh, my love, my wife, death that hath sucked the honey of thy breath hath had no power yet upon thy beauty. Thou art not conquered. Beauty's ensign yet is crimson in thy lips and in thy cheeks, and death's pale flag is not advanced there. Tybalt, liest thou there in thy bloody sheet? Oh, what more favor can I do to thee than with that hand that cut thy youth in twain to sunder his that was thine enemy? Forgive me, cousin. Oh, sweet Juliet, why art thou yet so fair? Oh, shall I believe that unsubstantial death is amorous? And that the lean, abhorred monster keeps thee here in dark to be his paramour? For fear of that, I still will stay with thee,
And never from this palace of dim night depart again. Here will I remain with worms that are thy chambermaids.
Oh, here will I set up my everlasting rest and shake the yoke of inauspicious stars from this world-wearied flesh. Eyes, look your last. Arms, take your last embrace. And lips, O you, the doors of breath, seal with a righteous kiss a dateless bargain to engrossing death. Come, bitter conduct. Come, unsavory guide. Thou desperate pilot, now, at once, run on the dashing rocks thy seasick, wearied bark. Here's to my love. How true apothecary! Thy drugs are quick. Thus, with a kiss, I die.
Saint Francis, be my speed. Oh, how oft tonight have my old feet stumbled at graves. Oh, who's there?
Here's one, a friend, and one that knows you well.
Bliss be upon you. Tell me, good my friend, what torch is yond that vainly lends his light to grubs and eyeless skulls? As I discern, it burneth in the capel's monument.
It doth so, holy sir, and there's my master, one that you love.
Who is it?
Romeo.
What? How long hath he been there?
Full half an hour?
Go with me to the vault.
I dare not, sir. My master knows not, but I am gone hence, and fearfully did menace me with death if I did stay to look on his intent.
Stay then, I'll go alone. Fear comes upon me. Oh, much I fear some ill, unlucky thing.
As I did sleep under this yew tree here, I dreamt my master and another fought, and that my master slew him.
Romeo. Oh, oh, oh. Alack. Alack, what blood is this which stains the stony entrance of this sepulchre? Romeo? Oh! Pale! Oh! Who else? What? Paris too, and steeped in blood? Oh, what an unkind hour. He's guilty of this lamentable chance. The lady stirs.
Oh, comfortable friar. Where's my lord? I do remember well where I should be, and there I am. Where is my... Romeo!
I hear some noise, lady. Come from that nest of death, contagion, and unnatural sleep. A greater power than we can contradict hath thwarted our attempts. Come away. Oh, thy husband in thy bosom there lies dead. Stay not to question, for the watch is coming. Come, go, good Juliet. I dare no longer stay.
Go, get thee hence, for I will not away.
Oh.
What's here? A cup closed in my true love's hand. Poison, I see, hath been his timeless end. Oh, churl, drunk all, and left no friendly drop to help me after. I will kiss thy lips. Haply some poison yet doth hang on them, to make me die with a restorative. Thy lips are warm. Yea, noise. Then I'll be brief. Oh, happy dagger. This is thy sheath. There rest, and let me die.
This is the place! There, where the torch doth burn!
The ground is bloody. Oh, most pitiful sight. Go tell the prince. Run to the Capulets. Raise up the Montagues. Some others. Search! We see the ground whereon these woes do lie. But the true ground of all these piteous woes, we cannot, without circumstance, descry.
Here's Romeo's man. We found him in the churchyard.
Hold him in safety till the prince come hither.
Here's a friar with instruments upon him, fit to open dead men's tombs.
A great suspicion stay the friar too.
What misadventure is so early up that calls our person from our morning's rest?
What should it be that they so shriek abroad?
The people in the street cry Romeo, some Juliet and some Paris, and all run with open outcry toward our monument.
What fear is this which startles in our ears?
Sovereign, here lies the County Paris slain, and Romeo dead, and Juliet dead before, warm and new killed.
Oh, heavens! Oh, wife, look how our daughter bleeds!
Oh, me, this sight of death is as a bell that warns my old age to a sepulchre.
Come, Montague, for thou art early up to see thy son and heir now early down.
Alas, my liege, Benvolio is dead tonight. Grief and his own hand hath stopped his breath. What further woe conspires against my age?
Look, and thou shalt see.
Most woeful hour that e'er time saw.
O thou untaught, what manners is it this? To press before thy father to a grave?
Seal out the mouth of outrage for a while, till we can clear these ambiguities, and another spring their head, their true descent. Bring forth the parties of suspicion.
I am the greatest, able to do least. Yet most suspected as the time and place doth make against me of this direful murder.
Then say at once what thou dost know in this.
Romeo, their dead, was husband to that Juliet, and she, their dead, that Romeo's faithful wife. I married them, and their stolen marriage day was Tybalt's doomsday, whose untimely death banished the new-made bridegroom from this city. For whom, and not for Tybalt, Juliet pined. You, to remove that siege of grief from her, betrothed and would have married her perforce to County Paris. Then comes she to me, and with Wild looks bid me devise some mean to rid her of this second marriage, or in my cell there would she kill herself. Then gave I her, so tutored by my art, a sleeping potion, which so took effect as I intended, for it wrought on her the form of death. Meantime I writ to Romeo that he should hither come as this dire night to help to take her from her borrowed grave. But he which bore my letter, Friar John, was stayed by accident, and yesternight returned my letter back. Then all alone came I to take her from her kindred's vault. But when I came, some minute ere the time of her awaking, here untimely lay the noble Paris and true Romeo dead. She wakes, and I entreated her come forth and bear this work of heaven with patience. But then a noise did scare me from the tomb, and she, too desperate, would not go with me, but as it seems did violence on herself.
Where is Romeo's man? What can he say in this?
I brought my master news of Juliet's death. And then in post, he came from Mantua to this same place, to this same monument. This letter he early bid me give his father.
Give me the letter, I will look on it. Where is the county's page that raised the watch? Sirrah, what made your master in this place?
He came with flowers to strew his lady's grave, and bid me stand aloof, and so I did. Anon comes one with light to ope the tomb, and by my master drew on him. And then I ran away to call the watch.
This letter doth make good the friar's words. Their course of love, the tidings of her death. And here he writes how he did buy a poison of a poor apothecary, and therewithal came to this vault to die and lie with Juliet. Where be these enemies? Capulet, Montague, see what a scourge is laid upon your hate, that heaven finds means to kill your joys with love. And I, for winking at your discords too, have lost a brace of kinsmen. All are punished.
O brother Montague, give me thy hand. This is my daughter's jointure, for no more can I demand.
But I can give thee more. For I will raise her statue in pure gold, that while Verona by that name is known, there shall no figure at such rate be set as that of true and faithful Juliet.
As rich shall Romeo's by his ladies lie, poor sacrifices of our enmity.
A glooming peace this morning with it brings. The sun for sorrow will not show his head. Go hence to have more talk of these sad things. Some shall be pardoned, and some punished. For never was a story of more woe than this of Juliet and her Romeo.